Nightingale's first massive update, the Realms Rebuilt, just went live. And in my video yesterday, I shared what I think are the 10 biggest things to look forward to. A whole lot of things changed and got much better, including an entirely new storyline, progression system, and so much more. So today, I wanted to create a fresh ultimate beginner's guide to share everything you want to know about this new Nightingale's update and be ready for the adventures ahead. I'm going to show you how to set up your first camp, cook delicious meals, hunt for wildlife, solve puzzles, craft and enchant your gear, play magical realm cards, change the difficulty, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go on an epic adventure. First off, I would like to say a big thanks to Inflection Games, the studio behind Nightingale, for making today's video possible. I also have some great news for the newcomers. To celebrate the Realms Rebuilt update, this month there will be a nice 40% discount on Steam. Be sure to check out the game with my link in the description down below. This Ultimate Beginner's Guide is filled with tips and tricks which you might have missed during your own adventures, so be sure to watch till the end if you don't want to miss out on any important information which can make your realm walking adventures a whole lot easier. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is create our character. You can go really wild right here with your archetype, your age, even ancestry can influence the way how your character will look, inheritance, skin, hair, head, eyes, mouth, makeup options, etc. I'm gonna skip all that, just take your time with creating your character. Important note guys, you can always go back to the main menu, edit your appearance right here, change everything later on. Anyways, after step 3, we have the equipments, which is where things start to become interesting. Primarily in terms of character customization and make your character unique or stand out on the server, but all this seems to be pretty same in terms of the values that you will find on them. They all come with plus 5 HP, so nothing too powerful. While for the tryharders out there, I did find an outfit, the military uniform, that actually comes with maximum weight plus 25. The starting loadout, not very important either, as all this can be crafted from the get-go, both the charms as well as the consumables. So really go with whatever floats your boat. Personally, I think the Charm of the Essence is the best one, as Essence is top tier. You're gonna need a whole lot of that to not only make new progression, unlock things in the game, but also to basically enchant gear. So yeah, just take something that will work well for your playstyle. Now, for the difficulty, this is something you don't want to mess with too much in the beginning, as without proper gear, it's going to be practically impossible to deal with the bad guys. Simply put, the higher the difficulty, the more the HP pools and the harder they will hit. Explorer will be ideal for people who are new to survival games and have zero experience with Nightingale, while at the same time, this will become very easy quick. I recommend you to play on balance. This is a balanced experience, simply put. Champion is something you want to pick up later on. It's very easy right now, by the way, to change your difficulty. We're gonna talk about that during the video, while Nightmare is for those hardcore players who are fully geared, let's say. Also, that is more something to think about for the end game. Go with balanced, problem solved, finalize, and go. The first thing we're gonna do is search for some things we can interact with. So this right here, already the first Hope Echo. This is always like general information about the game, some lore, but this is where you can pick up an axe and start swinging to gain some resources. If we click on the floor, we can pick that up, while if we press and hold interact, we can pick up everything in a small radius. So this is gonna make things a lot easier. If you wanna continue with first person, that's totally fine, but if you press F5, look at that, we unlock the camera. Also, very important, go to video and change your field of view right here. I mean, look at the smallest field of view versus the biggest. Definitely a massive improvement. If you press and hold the right mouse button, you can block incoming enemy attacks. But again, press and hold that interact to pick up everything on the floor. Anyways, now we're gonna have to talk with Puck, interact with the portal, and throw in this realm card. If we open up the portal, a whole lot of bad guys will attempt to take us down. So what we want to do is just, I would say, run, Forest. Run. The Realmic Transmuter is a place where you can play minor realm cards. We're going to talk more about this later in the video, but first, if we cleanse this world, well, we get rid of the Forsworn effect, which will basically clear up the sky, and the world will look so much more beautiful. Voila! Look at that. Alright, so here we are in the beautiful world of Nightingale. The first thing we're gonna have to do is interact with this knife right here. I also recommend you to pick up all the snacks you will find during your adventures, which is gonna make cooking a whole lot easier. We've got a nice meal right here as well, and a pickaxe. We're simply gonna swing these against the rock, which should break him. And look at that. Right behind it, we will find some sweet treasure, even a torch. We're going to pick up everything inside this treasure chest and continue our quest. Acquire Immolation. There we go. You want to use, abuse to the absolute maximum. This is an enchantment we can apply right now with the right click to our weapons. Let's put it on our axe. This one will allow us to literally shoot fireballs to our foes. If we apply the enchantment, we can search for a target. We've got some innocent deer in the distance, but if we press and hold, we can basically charge up this enchantment and shoot it to them. It looks pretty evil, but trust me, it's super effective in taking down opponents from a pretty nice range. Right now, we're just gonna skin these with our hunting knife we've picked up earlier, and this will give us a nice amount of hides, meats, and whatnot, which we can use for crafting and cooking. Right here, also a couple bad guys, so let's use our enchantments. 1, 2, 3, and bam! Yes, this is just way too overpowered. Don't forget to press and hold that interact to just pick up everything super fast, but it's very important that once you've found these events, you take care of these beating hearts as quick as possible, because this basically spawns in new enemies, as you see, which is inevitable if you keep them on the ground for too long. We just met Ray. Nice to meet you. Right now we can release the Essence Bundle and make our way downstairs to the first objectives. By the way, this place is filled with riches. We can interact with all the people, while I do recommend you to just jump in the pond right here and pick up all the berry bushes and the mushrooms. So let me explain the cooking right here as well. First, you're gonna have to add some fuel. I recommend you to use the bundles as they have the best fuel time, let's say. You could also use regular sticks, but that's gonna be less efficient. If we interact with the cooking station, you can see that we haven't unlocked any recipes yet. So let us first check out the progression menu when you press P. This is where you can unlock all sorts of recipes, blueprints for consumables, weapons, tools, refining items, etc. So we're going to check out consumables, unlock the simple cooking station, which you can do for free. Now we will add some core recipes to our compendium, let's say. We can make the injury salve, we can go with a grilled fish, mixed fruits, etc, etc. So now, if we add some mixed plants, we can basically go for different types of mushrooms or berries we picked up. So let's go with the meat first. We have 6 meat of prey. I'm gonna go for the maximum, so we can craft all this. Well, we also need some injury salve. We're gonna make like 2 of these, which basically regenerate HP over time. I think a very important one to have on your character. Let's quickly talk with this dude as well for the quests. So for this quest, we have to eat roasted berries and mixed plants, which we're making right now. So if we press our inventory in the bottom tab right here, this is where you will find all your consumables. You can basically place them in this quick bar or menu. Even better, if you press and hold your consumables button, so not quick tap it, you can choose these. So first we're gonna eat some meats, we're gonna eat some mixed plants. We're gonna make a whole lot more of these before we leave the place, as the snacks are very important for your survival. As if we quickly have a look at their character, you can see that every single one of them comes with unique bonuses. The meats usually come with a nice boost to health, less so for the regenerations. Also kind of depends on the type of animal you hunt, while with plants or veggies, you actually get a nice amount of extra stamina, regeneration, etc. So depending on the type of food you make, of course, the higher the quality the ingredients, the better the bonuses will be. Our next quest is to unlock the estate cairn and establish a base. This will be your headquarters in this realm or world, so it's pretty important you place it on a strategic position. So you have pretty much access to everything you need in the world. Since we're pretty close to different POIs or points of interest, I think this would be the perfect place for it. So first we're going to check out structures in the progression tab, unlock the estate cairn for free. We can even unlock a stick tent and a bedroll, some extra storage, etc, etc. So now, B for the building menu, estate cairn. I'm going to place that one, I don't know, right here. Important guys, this will be your quick travel. If you walk closer to it, you can see the required resources. We're going to need rocks, stone blocks, and wooden bundles. We just picked up a whole lot of that, so if we click interact, it will automatically be placed in the blueprint, while for the rocks or stone blocks, we basically have to break these little chunks and also pick up the rocks on the floor. Chop down the bigger trees, while I think these on the floor are much easier to quickly break. So now we should definitely have enough for that cairn. Voila! You want to interact with it, so you also have your spawn set to the respite. You can even give it a name. So this is where we have it on the map. If you travel to respite with this simple button on the map, you will instantly quick travel to it. It doesn't have a cooldown. You can do it as many times as you like. We're also going to place this cooking station so we can prepare snacks inside our base. We're also going to place a bedroll. As you can see, if it's close to a fire source, we basically get additional comfort. Comfort is required to basically have better resting or bonuses in general. We are exposed as well. So what we can do is place a stick tent over it, which will increase our comfort level. We're going to do that exactly like so. Fill the blueprint. There we go. So now we have our cozy little base. We also have to place those refinement stations. So a simple tanning station. We've got the simple saw table. We've got the textile station right here as well. A whole lot of different ones, which I recommend you to all unlock from the beginning. And that's the sewing station. These are unlocked for free. Now, if you picked a different starter set or equipment, you can start crafting a simple pack. We can learn this for free, while we also picked up a pack in the base. Anyways, let's place that simple workbench. Also should be close to the fire for that extra comfort. It's going to make this construction or building even more efficient. We're also going to need a tanning station so we can process different resources like pelts. So now the game asks me to find a ranged weapon and also equip some simple clothings, which are also items which we can make, but we can also hunt for them in the world. At these treasured item POIs basically, or those Infestation and Intellect events, this is where you can find a whole lot of different things. While we also need the essence, which we get from taking out bad guys. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So, events, specifically the infestation ones. You basically want to take care of these hearts. The beating heart of evil, basically. To solve these events as quick as possible. They basically spawn in new waves of bad guys. That's the first wave right there. So we're going to quickly take care of it. There we go. And that's already it, basically. Always make sure that you pick up the precious resources you can find in these POIs and then release the essence bundle, which can always be found somewhere in these buildings. Ah, look at that. This is where we also found the bow. If, for example, you didn't find it or do something else, you can first unlock the throwing knives and then unlock the bow, but since we've already picked it up, we can unlock it for free. So GG. This automatically unlocks the arrows, while right now I'm also kind of overburdened. We are walking much slower because we picked up a whole lot of resources, as you can see. So what we can do is basically right-click on an item that weighs a lot. You can always sort on weight, which I think is one of the most important things to do, so you can see what is overburdening you the most. These blocks and stones big time. So what we can do is extract these. We don't discard them, but with extraction, we basically get new tier essence. With a tier essence, of course, we can unlock even more things. For example, an umbrella right now, because it's raining. This one is also amazing for travel. You would be surprised how much depth the developers added to the crafting system and mechanics. To explain this a little bit better, we're first going to take out a couple different types of animals, so I can explain everything you want to know about it. Trust me, this is going to be worth your time. Another type of event or point of interest you can come across are these Bastilles of Insight. This is where you basically have to search for runes on the walls, and if you find every single one of them, well, you can get that sweet tier essence as reward. We're still searching for one more, and look at that. We've got some cracks into the wall right here, which means we can take out our pickaxe, and after a couple swings, the wall should break. Look at that. Anyways, back at the center. Seems like we forgot one more here. So voila. Voila, the essence bundle is ours. Another infestation event. Once again, guys, Immolation on our axe is making short work of the bigger packs of trash mobs right here. We can even take care of those pumping hearts in no time. And without having to pick up everything one by one, what you can do is press and hold interact or pick up. So you will pick up all the items nearby. Now that we've completed the event, you can also see that our axe is breaking. We actually lose quite some durability on all our items. So what we can do, very easy, is simply click repair all. This is going to cost us 20 tier 1 essence, but right now all our gear is repaired. We don't have to visit our base to do this. So be sure to do this from time to time. So now that we did all the farming, it is time to craft our gear. As already said, this system is pretty next level. Let's take the simple umbrella right here and press autofill. So right now you can see that we just added a regular wooden bundle, sandstone block, and also some prey hide. Prey, look at that. We have maximum stamina, stamina regeneration, injury resist, and durability. If we click on the hide though and throw in a predator hide from the wolves, you can see that we now get a maximum HP plus 10. So depending on the type of pelt or resources like wood you use, you can get different stats. Let's throw that in right there. Since we're here, let's also make ourselves a simple sewing bench. We're gonna need some more wooden bundles for this. So let's quickly break some logs. Since we've unlocked the simple clothing set, we can craft every single one of them, but we can even make the weathered hat, for example, for which we're going to need twine and leather. If we autofill, we already found some reinforced leather, but how do we make this twine? For that, we want to have a textile station, which can convert the plant fiber we come across, or bound fiber from enemies, into those twines. Let's make like 10 of these. That's going to be more than enough, I think. Let's take the simple pack, for example. If we add the leather, this is just the standard leather we found. But if we go for the plant fiber, regular plant fiber comes with these stats, but the bound fiber gives us bonus stealth rating. Also extra resistances, which all think are pretty interesting. To make yourself leather, by the way, you want to unlock the leather from the tanning station in the progression menu. Even felt required at some points are now all available in this menu. So we're going to add a couple of those. Again, you want to make sure that you pick the right thing, depending on the bonuses you want to have for your gear. So now that we've equipped all the new gear, we also get a higher rating. So this is all level 20, as you can see, while the previous gear we had was level 11, which we can now extract as we're no longer going to need this. We also gain access to higher level places right now. But even more important, you want to focus on crafting the highest level weapons and tools as possible. Obviously, for the weapons, they're going to deal more damage, but higher level tools will also allow you to break higher level resources, which allow you to simply craft even better equipment, etc., etc. Before we leave the base, I'm going to quickly craft some daggers, as now we're going to talk about some offhand bonuses, which I think are essential for your adventures. You can either have one two-handed main hand equipped or a smaller one, like the hunting knife, combined with an offhand. We now have the torch, which you can use to light up the darkness, but also throw. We have the umbrella, which we can use to not only protect ourselves from the rain, but also glide. And then we also have the throwing knives, which is, in my opinion, an amazing one to solve the puzzle right in front of us. But the umbrella itself, if you press jump and do that again, you can can start gliding. This is going to cost some stamina, but this is amazing to slowly fall. So you won't take any damage, but also can close bigger gaps, fly over cliffs, let's say. Now, for the throwing knives, we have this interesting Bastille of Intellect. Another puzzle or trial, let's say, where we can get a nice amount of tier essence. But simply put, what you want to do is listen to the sound and check out the right sequence. So first, this one lit up. Then we have that one right there. And that's probably going to be the last one, as we always have 3. So what we can do is first hit that one, then go for the second, and the third should solve the puzzle. There we go. Now the essence bundle will unlock, and look at that, the mission is complete. If we open up the map, by the way, you can see all the infestations or puzzles that have been completed in the world. We still have a treasured item right here. So let's quickly check it out. I'm going to take my umbrella. I'm going to jump off this pillar and start gliding towards it. Hunting in Nightingale is pretty interesting, as there are actually different weak spots you can hit. The most obvious one would be the head. In most cases, this will work just fine, especially if you're taking out lower level wildlife. But sometimes for higher level foes, it's important that you focus on the heart. For deer, you want to aim right in between the 2 front legs. That's where you should be able to find the heart. This one was really taken down by surprise, but we've got a wolf in the distance as well. Wolves are a little bit more annoying, as they are usually very aggressive and always rush towards you, so the head would be just fine. Well, if you get the time, just hit this specific spot. That would be the perfect place to hit the heart. That usually results in a nice hard shot, especially with a rifle or longbow. This is going to be much easier to achieve. Magic, though, is one of the biggest things in Nightingale, which you already get access to early. So let's check out the Magic tab and unlock everything right here to quickly showcase that as well. So when we press build, we can place the simple enchanter's focus, for which we're going to have to search for gems, which are different types of rocks found during your adventure. This one right here is a quartz stone. If we break it, we should get our hands on some gems. There we go, raw gem quartz. This slightly different shiny block is tin, so if we collect that, we can start making ingots. Enchanting, guys, super important for your gear. For example, with the Malice Effusion, you can increase the melee damage of your weapons. So this is something you want to put on all those melee items. While what I think is a very nice one for the early game as well, especially if you're constantly struggling with your weight, you can make the Sylphic Effusion weight limit. You can actually make a couple of those to apply them to all your pieces of armor. While if you want to be a little bit sneaky, the Stealth Effusion can be really nice, or go for maximum HP and stamina, even add critical damage, for example, to ranged weapons. For the charms, though, we're going to need charm bubbles, which can be made at a masonry bench. So let's quickly check that one out as well. There we go. We've picked it up at all the construction blueprints. Refinement, we're gonna just scroll all the way to the right here, and this is where we have the stone powder, charm bubble, etc. So now we should be able to make it. We're gonna need wires for this. So for wires, we want to have a smelter. This one also adds a fire source to everything. So first we want to add some fuel to this one and make ourselves a couple ingots with the tin we picked up earlier. With that, of course, we can make the wires, but first we also have to unlock that. Then we get the wires. Look at that. We can make one wire right here. We're also going to need a saw table, as we need to make paper. We've got a pole right here. Then we can unlock the paper. Man, we have so much essence dust. But with the paper, we should be able to make ourselves some magical cards. Charms and effusions, what you can do, for example, to increase our weight limit right now, we can just right click, apply, and choose all the types of gear we want to enchant. All the blue stuff is currently equipped, so if we apply this effusion right here, you can see that our maximum weight just went up to 105. We can do this a couple more times to increase it on all our characters. We only have one slot. Wait a second. I just applied the wrong one. This one increases melee damage. Make sure you read the description and just apply it to all your gear. We've got another one right there. Look at that. Our maximum weight went up by 30, which is going to make carrying resources a lot easier. But let's get back to the Enchanter's focus and scroll all the way down right here, as this is where we can find major and minor realm cards. The first one right here is the address card. This card can be used to open up a realm where this card was crafted. Guys, in Nightingale, very interesting, you can have randomly generated worlds. This one is a fixed tutorial world, but if, for example, you craft this one in a specific world or biome you came across during your adventures, use that card, you can get back to it. The card system is very interesting, but we're going to talk more about this in in-depth guides for future videos. But let's get to the minor realm cards. So right here we have the Angler card. This one can be played to improve your fishing skill and yield, while we have plenty more, like the Treasury card. Play this one to increase the chance of finding more essence. Explorer card allows you to travel more quickly, improve your resistances while it reduces the damage you deal. Forsworn Skies, this one is uninviting, doesn't come with more information, so I want to play it. Might card increases your strength and maximum weight at the cost of tools and clothing's durability. So most of the times there are bonuses and setbacks for all these cards. Play this card to seek a realm where the sun never sets. Also pretty interesting, as right now we have pitch black darkness around us. Let's extinguish this one right here. And you know what? Use the return to the crossways instead of travel to respite. This is a secondary quick travel you can always use without cooldown to get to those crossways, which is basically the portal hub in Nightingale. Right now, we also have access to the Realmic Transmuter, and we can start playing cards. These, though, all minor cards. For major cards, you want to open up new portals, which you can do at those places. But let's go back to the minor cards. Utopia. Play this one to seek a realm where the sun never sets. Apply. If we do that, it's gonna take some time to charge up. But after some time, bam, there we have the sun. So you don't have to worry about the darkness and all the evil that it comes with. The Forsworn card decreases stealth and the sky will be enraged. There we have the Feast card with also those nice bonuses. The season will be spring, so all this can be very interesting for your playstyle or the type of exploration you want to focus on in your next realm. One final tip for you guys: if you interact with your batch roll, you can not only rest, but also change the difficulty with only one click. Resting can be very interesting to quickly process resources inside camp, works similar like Valheim, but if you're struggling with the game, put it on a lower difficulty or go for the absolute nightmare mode. If you're playing multiplayer, your friends will get a prompt, they have to accept these changes, while right now if we rest to evening, you can see that the card which we've played will still make it daytime. Sweet. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much everything you need to know about Nightingale to be ready for this epic journey. If you enjoyed the content and find all these tips and tricks helpful, would be amazing. If you can spare 1 second of your time, hit that like button and of course share your thoughts, questions and of course video suggestions for the game in the comments down below. Again, a big thanks to Inflection Games for making today's video possible. If you want to know more about it, be sure to follow the channel as there will be plenty more content coming your way. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you all the fun with the game. Good luck on your adventures. I'll check you guys in the next video or premieres. Peace.